This is the Domain Magnet Show, where you'll learn everything you need to know about buying, optimizing, and selling online businesses with your host, Michael Beroslavsky.
Hello, dear podcast listeners and viewers. In this episode, we have Jesse Lakes from Geniuslink. Hi, Jesse.
How's it going?
It's good. So I think we chatted before once or twice, at least over emails, maybe over a call before as well. And we've been using Geniuslink for quite a while ourselves for our portfolio of sites. I think for maybe a few years. We found it
Awesome.
quite useful. But for those listeners who might not know what it is, so can you tell us briefly what's Geniuslink, what does it do, and how did you start it?
Absolutely. We're a link management tool specifically built around affiliate, and in particular affiliate large ecosystems that are what we call geo-fragmented. Amazon is the perfect example, where Amazon has spent billions of dollars building out different storefronts all around the world. There's now 20 different Amazon storefronts, and each of those storefronts have their own independent affiliate program. So Amazon.com, everyone's familiar with that. They do a great job for everyone in the US. They can also ship internationally. But if you're based in Germany or the UK or Japan, it's probably better to buy from Amazon.de or Amazon.co.uk or Amazon.co.jp, because each of those storefronts have a local storefront where it's the currency specific, the language specific, the shipping is fast and affordable. So Geniuslink takes OneLink and works just across the board to use all the different storefronts, all the different affiliate programs, etc. Amazon's one ecosystem we support. We also support a growing number of other affiliate ecosystems as well. But at the end of the day, it's a link management tool to maximize your Amazon affiliate revenues and maximize affiliate revenues in general.
And how big is it right now? Like how many clients do you have using it, or how big is your team managing it?
Yeah, so Geniuslink is the core technology. We have three different platforms. We have our book linker platform, which is specifically for authors. There's about 15,000 independent authors on that platform. We've got the Geniuslink, or the Kit platform. Kit.co is a property we bought almost a year and a half ago, a little over a year and a half ago. It's specifically for creators to share products that they know and love. That platform is about to hit 500,000 users. And the core Geniuslink platform, it's about 11,000 users there as well. So lots of different properties, lots of different users using us for different use cases. But we support many over across those different platforms.
Cool. And have you guys taken any funding, investors when you start this, or was it just self-funded?
It's been self-funded. We're very much on the bootstrap path. We started nearly a decade ago. I set it kind of to the side. I spent a couple years at Apple. But yeah, in early 2012, started hitting it hard full time, and have been growing it organically ever since. It's been a wild ride, and anyone that knows the bootstrap adventure, I guess VC can probably say the same. But it's you live and die by that P&L statement, in which really forces you to make some smart decisions. And we've really optimized for the long term, and we've been lucky.
And so, are you profitable? How long did it take to become profitable when you started?
It ebbs and flows. We will go from focusing on growth to focusing on profit to focusing on growth, and it's just kind of that cyclical thing. That being said, again, because we are bootstrapped, we've been more profitable than not. This last time around, 2020 was a horrible year for so many reasons, but it was a really good year for e-commerce because of being tangential to e-commerce and being focused on affiliate, Amazon in particular. We saw some crazy growth, which has been awesome. So I think we're going to be hiring 3 people in the next couple of months. So yeah, it's back to that good side of growth, and the revenue supports it.
Yeah, absolutely. 2020 was just amazing for e-commerce because suddenly everyone is buying online, and and everything is just going online.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let's see what happens.
And so how big is your team now? How many employees work for Geniuslink?
Yeah, we're 12 people right now, 12 full-time, mostly based out of Seattle or in near proximity to Seattle. We went to full remote, a little over a year ago. We also have a couple people in Montana, in Western Montana, which is where my co-founder and I grew up, and have a pretty big network there. So yeah, it's primarily those two geographic areas, but we're finding that people are traveling more to work, and we've got some team members that are about to move as well. So we're slowly starting to distribute across the U.S.
That's great. So for Geniuslink, so we ourselves, we use it mostly for Amazon affiliate sites.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of looked into implementing it for other affiliate sites, affiliate programs, but that seems a bit complicated. So do most of your users just use it for Amazon, or are there some other popular use cases?
Yeah, so we originally built out for the iTunes ecosystem back when it was iTunes, which is now Apple services. We have Apple Books and Apple Music, et cetera. So we definitely still support a number of clients kind of in the music space, supporting the music space through affiliate, et cetera. Amazon was the next ecosystem. Amazon is obviously it's the largest affiliate program that we know of. 1 million plus publishers. It's also one where the use case is very, very strong. But we're finding that a lot of clients will come to us for the things we can do for Amazon's ecosystem. But one of those optimizations not only is to make sure that links work around the world, taking advantage of those 20 different storefronts, 19 different affiliate programs. We're finding that Amazon it's a massive ecosystem. It's a great ecosystem. It's an affiliate program one should start with. But at the end of the day, only using Amazon is it's really akin to putting all your eggs in one basket. It's very fast and efficient, but it's also very risky as well. Amazon, again, because they have a massive user base, they've had to make some hard decisions. And one of those is around affiliate commission rates. We continue to see them cut affiliate commission rates. Thankfully, we're most of the way through April. We haven't seen a big cut, but 3 out of the last 4 years, there's been pretty significant Amazon affiliate commission cuts. On top of that, their compliance team, again, they have to deal with millions of publishers. They're pretty strict. And unfortunately, once you kind of get on the bad side of Amazon compliance, it's really hard to come back. I don't know if you've run into that yourself, where you get that dreaded email. And it's really hard to kind of get back on their good side, get back to having your affiliate program open. So we're finding is that, again, while Amazon is a great place to start, and a lot of our clients are using it specifically for Amazon, we found that what we call choice pages, and it's really kind of adopting that whole multi-retailer strategy where an Amazon button may go first, but may include different other retailers as well. We're finding that actually can do a significant boost in your conversion rates and your commission rates, more from Amazon than the others, but it also helps to start to diversify as well. So if you have a button if you're promoting a consumer electronic product and you have a button to Best Buy or Walmart or eBay or Target, whatever it may be, that's selling that same product, you get more clicks, but you also get more sales on on Amazon, but you're getting subsequent sales as well on those other retailers, which nets out to, on average, we're seeing about double the EPC and double the conversion rate. That being said, that those tests have been primarily focused towards our clients in the YouTube and social media space and less on the website side. That being said, we do have a use case. We actually have a case study we just published not so long ago, specifically about a website owner that also saw a pretty significant boost from adopting that kind of multi-retailer strategy. So long story short, Amazon's a great place to start with Geniuslink. There are other opportunities. We continue to optimize those other opportunities to help our clients optimize their affiliate revenue.
So you
I'll take a
mentioned
breath there.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the Amazon dropping commissions over the past 2 years, of course, which has been a major thing in the industry. Do you think they plan to continue dropping them like this year or maybe next year?
It's a great question. We continue to see them to experiment, and I think most of those experiments include cuts where possible. The big change we saw this year is that Amazon Europe, which uses a slightly different model than Amazon.com, they expanded their test significantly. Their test is this whole it's got a specific term which I'm spacing at the moment, but it's like qualified versus non-qualified purchases. And a qualified purchase is when you send someone directly to a landing page and you get a higher commission rate if they buy a product that's related to that product details, that product that you link to. If you send someone to a search results page, or if you send them to, say, a TV, but they buy a toaster, those are different categories, and therefore you'll get a much smaller commission rate. So you may get 10% if you're sending them directly to that TV and they bought the TV, but you're going to get like 1%. They buy a toaster, or if you send them to a search page. So that qualified versus non-qualified was expanded. Again, it's kind of an experiment that they're doing there, as I understand it. On the Amazon.com side, we saw those massive cuts last April. It was think an average of 60% across 1/3 of the categories, if I'm remembering correctly. So again, it was a pretty broad cut, and just as the pandemic was starting to kick off and demand was at its highest, was a bit of a bummer. That being said, as I understand it, the associates team, the people in charge of the affiliate program, don't actually set the commission rates. It's the product team leads for the different categories that set the commission rates, and they do that based off of what their margin is, et cetera. So that's why you tend to see where fashion will typically pay the highest. Fashion products typically have one of the highest margins, and they can afford to pay higher commission rates. Video game consoles, I think, are like 1%. That's one of the smallest commission rates. Video game consoles, it's a pretty tight industry. The PS5 and Xbox were sold out at launch almost immediately. There's not much demand. There's or not much reason that they need to spur demand. Those products are already selling out. As a result, the commission rates are much lower. So back to your question, do I see them cutting rates again? Yeah. Do I see them raising rates in certain categories? Yeah. It's an experiment. They're looking to optimize. They optimize very differently than, say, Walmart or some of these other programs are optimizing. But I definitely think we'll see more commission rates or commission rate cuts in the future. But hopefully there'll be some incentives in other places as well to help balance things out.
So based on that, do you think there are some specific categories where we might see continued commission drops, like home, beauty, anything like that, or some categories where they might stay stable or even go up?
Great question. Specific categories, I'm not qualified to say. I do track them on a spreadsheet, but that's about as deep as I go in the specific categories. I think it's really where are you seeing Amazon trying to focus, right? Amazon has really been trying to make a name for itself in beauty. So I think that's an area where commission rates will probably stay pretty high, or if there's a cut, it'll be a more minor cut. Areas where Amazon already kind of dominates, which is a lot of different areas. Yeah, that may be a place where commission rates are more susceptible to being cut. Electronics, though, it kind of goes back and forth. You're finding some consumer electronics stores that specialize, especially like we're seeing photography. In particular, photography, there are a number of retailers that are super niche, and photography can get really detailed where talking to someone that really knows what they're doing can really help with those purchasing decisions. So B&H Photo Video is a specialty retailer based out of New York that is doing incredibly well because they're incredibly knowledgeable. Amazon is the everything store. It's really unlikely that you can contact customer support and they can tell you, this f-stop versus that f-stop and this size of the lens versus another size, and if it'll work in certain lighting conditions. That just doesn't happen with Amazon. But B&H, that's no problem at all. So we're seeing that some of these specialty retailers, which again goes back to this whole multi-retailer choice page experiment working out so well. But these specialty retailers seem to have the brand equity, but also the expertise, which is something Amazon doesn't. Peer reviews can go only so far. Manufacturer write-ups can only go so far. You kind of need that expertise in the selling process for some categories. So anyway, I've gone off on a tangent there, but TBD. I don't think any category is truly safe. There's always a possibility that it can be cut, but at the end of the day, for me at least, find categories that you're passionate about and you don't hate staring at, something that matches some interest, so you can really honestly be passionate about the sites and properties that you own and manage.
And do you see any interesting data based on your customers from Geniuslink in terms of what categories are most affiliates, most publishers pursuing? What type of products are they mostly promoting?
Yeah, it's kind of I'm forgetting the exact term here, but we have a bias to some degree. We have clients that kind of, we call them creators, and they span the whole gamut, right? We've got the musicians, we've got the authors, we've got lots of people that seem to be in your tribe of buying and selling websites, authority and niche websites. But we've also got a large group of social media influencers as well. A lot of YouTubers will use our technology to set up affiliate links inside YouTube, dropping links into their descriptions, etc. Our links across Twitter, Facebook as well. So what we see a lot of is photography, consumer electronics, the unboxing. Those areas. We had a pretty good connection with those types of publishers, premium publishers as well, but also kind of the niche and authority sites. And then on the YouTube side, that was kind of our beachhead. That's who we kind of focused on initially to do our biz dev efforts in the last handful of years. As a result, we've really kind of snowballed there. So, kind of across the board, we see obviously books because we have the booklinker property, as well as huge. Consumer electronics, photography is also big. But then it's kind of that mid body and long tail are all about the same size. We see traffic coming through essentially every other category. As far as what's more profitable or not, we don't have the data on that specifically.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And so how does Geniuslink actually help people who use OneLink already? Do they get any benefit from setting up Genius? Because you can already connect all the different countries on Amazon from OneLink, right?
Yeah, so OneLink is definitely a competitor of ours. OneLink operates in 7 of the ecosystems, right? So US, it has to be an Amazon.com or short Amazon.com link to work with OneLink. But then that will be translated for Canada, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Japan. So there's 7 different ecosystems that converts in. Again, Amazon is now up to 20 different storefronts, 19 different public affiliate programs. Amazon Turkey is the only one that doesn't have a public affiliate program. And Geniuslink supports all of those. So if you have a lot of traffic coming from Australia, OneLink isn't a solution there. If you have a lot of traffic coming from Netherlands, Sweden, Singapore, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Brazil, those are all countries, India, those are all countries that OneLink doesn't support. Geniuslink does. On the flip side, too, if you're not starting with Amazon.com links, then OneLink won't work for you. Geniuslink will support any Amazon link to start off with. So if you have a website that was amazon.co.uk links to start off with, we can absolutely support you. If you have amazon.de links to start with, we can absolutely support you as well. On top of that, we talked about how Amazon Europe is now paying lesser commissions for going to search pages. OneLink does an okay job of in the accuracy department finding the right product, but they tend to default to searches more often. So in Europe in particular, OneLink may actually be causing you to have lower commission rates because it's sending you to searches, which is a non-qualified purchase, versus our accuracy is something that we pay a lot of attention to. We've got multiple blog posts that have compared the accuracy. We run tests on a fairly regular basis, but we're finding the correct product more often. We're going to the product details page more often. As a result, your commission rate should be higher. We also provide what we call Amazon Link Health Report. So we'll let you know specifically when a product is out of stock or that link no longer works. So if you've got a website with thousands of links, you're not going through and clicking all those links. If you are, you're actually technically violating the Amazon operating agreement. But we can actually, as you click through, we have to check Amazon's API to make sure we can do the translation correctly. Therefore, we are able to check on the availability and so forth, so we can alert those to you, so we can help you optimize areas where your links may be broken. Finally, I think there's probably half a dozen different reasons, but one of the other major ones is our links are also tunable. So if say you have an Amazon.com link, a good chunk of your traffic is coming from the UK, and our translation isn't working well for the UK for some reason, you can actually go and you can override that, and you can specifically say, okay, for the UK, I want to go to this specific product, and for Germany, this specific product. So where we aren't able to match, you're able to jump in and really kind of optimize that link. So for the, if it's classic 80-20 rule where, 20% of your links are responsible for 80% of your commissions, it's probably worth going through and optimizing those 20% of your links and really kind of tuning them in, which again, OneLink doesn't allow. It's kind of on or off, which we think is a little ridiculous. Product matching will never be perfect. I think we're the best in the industry, but we still also admit that it can be better and give you the tools to make it better.
Okay, sounds good. So basically, Geniuslink provides more flexibility and connection to more countries, to more locations. I think also maybe OneLink is only available like one website. So we have many different websites and Amazon in the same account. And if I understand correctly, you can only use OneLink for one main website, and you cannot really redirect the other IDs to your other affiliate IDs so that you can track all the other websites. So that you can do only for Geniuslink, right?
Exactly. We have the whole concept of groups and overrides, and you're absolutely right. As I understand it, you can use lots of different Amazon.com tracking IDs, but as they get translated and localized to other countries, it'll only go to a single one. So you lose that granularity for all your international sales, where you can absolutely set that up in Geniuslink to make sure that one group is this collection of tracking IDs, and this group, another digital property, is this collection of tracking IDs, etc.
And so what other affiliate programs, affiliate networks do you see people using with Geniuslink? What would be like second or third to Amazon?
So we've it's really kind of category specific, right? So in the music space, obviously, Amazon and Apple Music are the contenders. In the book space, Barnes and Noble a little bit, but really Apple Books is continuing to do pretty well there. In the consumer electronics, B&H Photo Video and Moment are doing really well. The photography. The consumer electronics, Walmart is showing up pretty regularly. Best Buy is showing up pretty regularly. Best Buy's affiliate program is not great, but again, if you're just kind of using that to help optimize your Amazon commissions, it works out well. But Amazon, and this is kind of unfortunate, Amazon's affiliate program is good. It's really solid. It converts well. It's obviously Amazon's got a huge product catalog. People trust Amazon. So most clicks still go to Amazon. It's the idea of using these other affiliate programs to kind of allow your consumer to do some due diligence, some research as they buy, but they tend to buy on Amazon as well. So these other affiliate programs, as much as we'd love to see them offer more competitive rates or longer cookie windows, et cetera, to really kind of give Amazon a run for their money, they do a decent job, but it's not as great. So there's no one specific affiliate program that we're really recommending over Amazon. It's just really recommending them in conjunction with Amazon.
Are there some other affiliate networks that you are seeing quite popular, like Commission Junction, ThinkShare, that people use a lot?
So I'm probably pissing off some people by saying this, but I feel like the affiliate network is no longer as important as it used to be. It's the affiliate programs that they support. I'm going to use the Walmart affiliate program, whether it's on Rakuten or Impact, and they recently made a switch. Microsoft has jumped between, I think, 4 different affiliate networks in the last 5 years. So I don't care about what affiliate network I care about working with Microsoft. There are some affiliate networks that seem to really be kind of pushing the envelope. It's really impressive to see what AWIN has done. Impact has made these recent acquisitions of Trackonomics and Affluent, which I think is really interesting. Partnerize, I've always been a big fan of their executive team. But on the flip side, again, CJ, great people that work there, some really smart people, but I don't see a ton of innovation coming from the platform. Rakuten, aka Linkshare, again, great people that work there. They do a great job. They've really kind of done an awesome job, kind of capturing the beauty market. But their dashboard is the same dashboard that I started building affiliate links with 20 years ago. I don't see a ton of innovation on that side as well. So again, I think most publishers care about the affiliate programs in particular. The affiliate network is kind of a secondary thing. That being said, I think they realize that and they're trying to level up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I definitely agree about focusing more on the affiliate, on the programs, on the specific brands rather than the networks. And so you mentioned a little bit about the Amazon, the ban or the different compliance issues. Mm-hmm. What are some of the main reasons you see that people get in trouble with Amazon associates?
This one's unfortunate. Thankfully, I think we've got it better under control. But unfortunately, the Amazon associates team was testing all their links from a foreign IP. So when people were using OneLink or using Geniuslink, but testing for a certain program. So let's say they're based in India, but they're testing to see if someone is compliant with the Amazon UK program. Well, when they click those links from India, for us at least, we would translate to Amazon.in. OneLink would. I'm not sure what I think they maybe go to Japan. Maybe it's whatever. They have this whole nearest neighbors thing. But the result is that they would be looking for your Amazon.co.uk affiliate tracking IDs, but because the link resolved due to the geo-targeting, it would go to a different program, and they would kick you out of the program because that you weren't obviously using that affiliate program, which is asinine. You are. They're just testing it in the wrong way. So that was kind of a big issue.
Can you explain it again? I'm a little confused. So
Sure.
That means people were like testing their own links on their own websites to see if
Amazon's
they worked.
compliance team was testing. You get 3 sales, and your site gets triggered for review. And as they're reviewing your site, they need to make sure that those links work. And as part of those links working, finding those public links, they'll click on them. And some of this is automated, some of it's by human, as I understand it. But where they are from or what VPN they're using when they check those links is really important. If you're trying to check that an Amazon.co.uk link works, you need to check it from a UK address, UK IP address, or else it may resolve for a different country. So if you're looking for a UK link and it resolves as a US link or a .in link, then you obviously are not going to see the UK tracking ID being associated with it. As a result, they were kicking people out of the affiliate program for that, which was 100% their fault for not testing in the right spot. So I think we've resolved. We thankfully work closely with the compliance team to kind of get around these issues that kind of affect the whole thing. So that was one. That's, again, not something that your listeners can specifically influence, but if they've ever ran into that where they got a note from Amazon saying, hey, we see that you're not using your Amazon UK affiliate tracking IDs. Well, you just need to reply and say, yeah, I am. Make sure you test my links from a UK IP and you'll see it. But things that are directly applicable to your audience, probably in line with making sure that you disclose, put your disclosures there, not only for the FTC, but for Amazon. So, at the top of the page, mentioning that, there's paid links, affiliate link isn't enough of a disclosure for FTC. But just making sure that your readers are aware that there are affiliate, there is a paid relationship where you can earn commissions if they click and buy from those links. That's a pretty big one. If you're putting links on social media, you need to disclose where the destination is. So if you're not using something like a choice page, just saying Amazon in your proximity to the link or hashtag ad is important. What else is important? Don't put your affiliate links in email. By default, Amazon doesn't allow affiliate links in email, any offline manner. So PDFs also are not allowed there. Where else do people get in trouble?
What about things like if you don't put all your websites in your profile in the Amazon affiliate? Is that something that you've seen people get the accounts
Absolutely,
closed?
Yeah. That's something we actually strongly encourage people to review. Is the website's ebb and flow. What websites they spin up or maybe they sell, making sure that they disclose that in their the Associate Central dashboard. There's a website and mobile app list. Most of us are just dealing with websites or social media channels, but making sure you drop those in there is absolutely So
it's important to update your list of websites. Like, let's say you buy a new site or build a new site, you should add it right away.
Exactly. Okay. Absolutely. Amazon is really keen. Shopper trust is really important to them. Making sure that people come into the Amazon store and can kind of trust that the recommendation and they're coming into and just being open to be able to buy. They feel that shopper trust starts from where the link is placed. So there's a lot of eyes, a lot of pressure on making sure these websites are compliant. If they can't find the website that sent the traffic, that's a big check mark against that shopper trust being there. So again, making it easy for Amazon to know where your affiliate links are coming from, know where your affiliate traffic is coming from, being comfortable with the traffic that you send. Those are all really important for Amazon, and therefore, it's on the Amazon compliance team to ensure that it's in good regards.
And what about like sharing your Amazon associate account with third party? With some other people, we've heard some discussions about that last year, that some accounts get closed for that.
Yeah, exactly. Operating agreement, Amazon's operating agreement, and there somewhere says that all the information they share with you is confidential and should not be shared with third parties. It's there is that whole ability to set up secondary users to be able to log in, but that should be individuals, not other companies. I know that was a very useful thing for due diligence when you're buying and selling websites. We used to pull reporting for our clients using that same mechanism, and we've been asked to stop doing that. And obviously, some of these due diligence brokers and so forth got in trouble for that as well. So it's complicated, right? Buying and selling websites, you need to be transparent. It's easy to be transparent by giving them access to look directly into your account. But when that kind of goes, when Amazon doesn't like that process, it definitely creates some friction. I don't have an ideal solution around that. but yeah, you're absolutely right that you need to be careful about who you allow into your associate central account.
And what about having your team members access to your account? Is that something you've seen that could be an issue, or never really?
No, team members, no. Individuals, yeah, not an issue from what I've seen. But again, false positives, unfortunately, are more common than we like to see for Amazon's compliance team.
Okay, so if you like share access to a potentially a marketplace or a brokerage or like a company that reviews it, that could be potentially problematic then.
If you do it, make sure it's done on a short time period, and then you close that afterwards, right? If they need access for 24, 48 hours, probably less of an issue where if you set them up and leave them on for 2 or 3 months.
That's fair enough. And also, we've seen some important compliance issues about like images, the way you use Amazon images, the way you link to them. I think people even got the accounts closed for using like the same star ratings, things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. The star ratings, unless you're pulling them directly from the API, are unallowed. Reviews, I believe, are also not allowed unless you're pulling directly from the API, which is tools, AmmoLinks Pro, AAWP, have done a really good job about making sure that they're compliant in those and really kind of, thumbs up, apply what they've done. Images, you're absolutely right. Another issue where if you just take it directly from the website, you're not in compliance. You need to make sure you're using Amazon's API to pull that. Same with pricing information. Just doing a static copy of what today's price is not good. Again, it goes back to that whole consumer trust. Amazon really wants that whole flow of trust coming through. So if you have something that's outdated for reviews and for star ratings and for price, those are all big check marks against you for that Amazon trust kind of flowing through. So if they're all up to date, you're using the API and it's, I think, 24-hour window that they give you, that's fine. Amazon completely understands that information can be really helpful for driving traffic into their store. So they make it available via their product advertising API. But again, it needs to be dynamically pulled. Don't statically copy that information because that's just asking to get in trouble.
Can you sell an Amazon Associates account? What's the official policy on that? Like if you
I don't believe you're allowed to sell an Amazon Associates account. The policy that I understand, and this is, again, I'm not an expert here, but as I understand it, the buyer needs to spin up their own Associates account and then swap out the track IDs on the property where they exist. So if you're selling me a website, you have your Associates account. I'm going to spin up my own Associates account. When you transfer that website to me, I need to take out your tag equals Michael-20 and swap in Jesse-20.
Sounds good. And do you think like Amazon Associates accounts that have more age, more revenues, they are like less likely to get in trouble because of compliance issues versus like a new account? Does age matter?
Not really. There's, again, when you spin up a new account, you have 180 days to make 3 sales. Once you've made those 3 sales, you trigger the account review. After you've done the account review, I would say that website is probably just as susceptible to that associate's account is probably just as susceptible as an associate's account that's been alive for a decade. So it's really just that first short-term hurdle that you got to get through to have any difference. But we've seen clients that have been associates for many, many, many years still get in trouble for something stupid. And usually, thankfully, it's often maybe slightly easier because they have that track history of getting that reversed. If it's a brand new associates account and then something goes wrong, that's probably going to be more of a challenge to kind of get fixed. But so I guess the one possible benefit of a longer associates account is that you have a track history there. But besides that, I think that the chance of getting in trouble is probably the same.
Yeah, fair enough. And if you do get in trouble, what's the best way to act, to reapply? What do you recommend to our listeners who might have gotten their accounts suspended?
Yeah, don't get in trouble first of all. But that's sometimes easier said than done. Just being very, very quick in those responses. I think typically there's kind of 3 different levels of account closure. The first one is they'll ask you for information. There's kind of a checklist of things they ask you for. They ask that you respond within 5 days. Just being on it, making sure you get that information and pass it back within the 5 days. That's important. The next one is kind of like the soft close. And sometimes, you can reply back and you can rebuttal those. talking to the Associate Central help can also be there. So inside the Amazon Associates dashboard, there's a way to contact them. I think there's phone, email, and live chat. Definitely, if you get in trouble, rebuttaling back, giving all the information, then just kind of following up can be helpful. Typically, and kind of those soft closes, they'll close your account, but you're allowed to reapply once those issues have been fixed. So that can often be a recourse as well. And then there's kind of the hard account where you've really pissed them off, you've done something, and then there's really no clean way back from those hard closures. And they have great mechanisms where they can see if you just spin up a new account. So if you were hard closed for whatever and you spin up a new account with a new email address, they're often able to track that. And it's unfortunately not usually immediate that they find it. It's after you had a month or two of commissions. Hopefully that month or two of commissions aren't during the holidays, which are your prime period. But you often cannot be, more often than not, you cannot be sneaking and trying to get around Amazon. They're pretty good at what they do. They're damn good at what they do, and they'll find you eventually. And again, if you got a hard close, and they're going to hard close you again. There is no kind of getting back from that.
Yeah, fair enough. So don't get in trouble, be compliant, and be direct and be honest and quick with your responses. And so I'm not sure if you are familiar with the Google algorithm updates, but recently what we've seen is a lot of websites that, like a lot of Amazon affiliate reviews websites, have lost a lot of traffic with the recent updates. I'm curious if you know much about that you hear from your community, from your users. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw something. This is within the last few weeks, if I remember correctly, right? The trust review or whatever. It's not a core algorithm update, but it's kind of a secondary thing supposed to be rolled out over a few weeks. Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah. There was one a couple of weeks ago. There's a big one in December as well, and several others past years.
Yeah, it sucks. It goes back to that classic thing where it's platform risk, right? When you build specifically with reliance on one thing, SEO traffic coming in, Amazon, affiliates to monetize, and so forth, you're completely at risk from these two major platforms. These two major platforms will, do commission cuts or make, algorithm changes. I don't want to say willy-nilly. There's obviously a lot of thought that goes into it, but the thought that goes into it isn't isn't for your benefit. It's for some other perspective. So I get really nervous about putting all my eggs in one basket. We've in the 10 years we've had Geniuslink, we've had some serious platform risk issues ourselves where we've built too much or we've put too many eggs in a single basket where it doesn't work out. So having some diversification in your traffic sources, not being completely reliant on Amazon and SEO, is, I think, a smart move. It's obviously harder. It's slower to grow a site where you have to have multiple different revenue streams or multiple different streams of traffic coming in and multiple different ways to monetize that traffic. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the kind of the rule of thumb that I've heard is you shouldn't have more than 20% from a single source. So if you can have 5 different strong sources of traffic and 5 different ways to monetize your site, you're better off. But again, it's way harder to scale faster. I completely get that. But if you lose one of them, the most you're going to lose is 20%. Therefore, you still have 80% of your traffic or 80% of your revenue coming through. So, interpret that how you want. I can say that a good chunk of our traffic still comes from SEO and referrals. So we've diversified a little bit, but monetization. A lot of our clients are still using Amazon as well. We have a couple different forms of monetization, but there's definitely still platform risk on the site as well. So it's being cognizant of, I guess, is the first step to solving it. But I don't know a ton about the Google SEO stuff. Thankfully, we've hired a CMO to deal with that. It's no longer my problem to think about. But the platform risk is something that I do spend a lot of time thinking about, and is definitely something that I would encourage one to think about as they dive deeper and deeper into the website holding space, growing and holding.
So you've mentioned a little bit about some opportunities for optimization, of course, diversifying between different affiliate programs. Are there some more things generally that you see a lot of your customers not doing that they should do in order to optimize and improve their revenue with Amazon or with other programs?
For us, it's really just, back to the basics, making sure that, every article, every review page has, multiple affiliate links, making sure those affiliate links are working, where your traffic is coming from, making sure that they are working, they're not broken, making sure that the track ID is added. That's the most basic things, right? But unfortunately, a lot of people, have broken links from, the article they wrote 5 years ago and never went back to check. Unfortunately, people get a good percentage of traffic coming from India and are monetizing via Amazon India. So just, kind of nailing down those basics are really the very first thing. Don't worry about A/B testing colors on buy buttons. That can come later. Worry about making sure that your affiliate programs are set up, making sure that you have an efficient flow of that money coming back in your bank account, making sure the links are working correctly. Again, if you have an 80-20% where you have a handful of links that are generating the bulk of your traffic, go in and optimize those. If you have a link it's going to a search result in UK, and UK is your second largest source of clicks, go in and override that, figure out a solution so that you can get the 10% commission from the qualified purchase instead of the 1% commission from the non-qualified. It's those little things that really seem to make a ton of difference. From there, it's definitely worth kind of experimenting and moving forward. We've been working with this woman. Affiliate is another tool that is kind of in that trackonomics affluent athletics category, where it's got some JavaScript, shows you conversion rates from the different pages, from the different links. Tools like that, I think, can also be incredibly helpful to see where the different your traffic is interacting with your affiliate links, and how that all kind of comes together from a conversion rate perspective. What else can be helpful?
In terms of increasing conversions, are there some things that you see just generally helpful, like making your links a certain color or size, or using some specific buttons, or the way you place them on a page, things like that?
I think all that is important. I think there are some general best practices, and we've got a couple blog posts. Doug Cunnington wrote up a great one for us from Niche Site Project. But just making sure that you want images to be to use the affiliate link. You want to make sure that you start off in the first paragraph when you first mention the product that's an affiliate link. You need to mention the affiliate link at kind of the bottom of the post. And these, I believe, are fairly common best practices. I'm hopefully not the only person that's kind of mentioning these, but there are just kind of those general best practices to go off of. From the YouTube perspective, we kind of have what we call active recommendations and passive recommendations, making sure that your active recommendations were within, the first handful of lines in your YouTube profile. Someone has also stated that it's really helpful to have your active recommendation as the first comment as well. There's little optimizations there, but everyone's channel is going to be slightly different. Everyone's website is going to be slightly different. I'm a huge believer in experimentation and just kind of figuring out what works best for you. But then also not being stagnant with it, right? Once you've done one experiment, try it on the other website, but do the same experiment on the other website, and then try it on a third, because different audiences, different people interact in different ways. It's very hard to say that it worked well here, it's going to work well there, because that may not be the case. It means more work for you, unfortunately. But if you're honestly looking to increase your conversion rate, do the work, do the experiments, look at the data. The data doesn't lie. Sorry, looking for actionable items. I don't have any quick runaways besides just do the work.
All right, thank you, JC. Do you have any other tips that maybe I haven't asked you about that would be good general practices for people in the affiliate space, or otherwise?
As a power user of Geniuslink, you've asked me all the good questions. I guess the other one is just really pay attention. Amazon is continuing to increase their global footprint on a pretty regular basis. They just rolled out the Poland, Amazon Poland, in the last month or two. Poland's a pretty huge market in Europe. So these different regions pop up pretty regularly. Amazon, is pretty smart about focusing their efforts and rolling out these stores where there is an online buying audience. So just because you set up things a year or two ago means you may have missed out on Netherlands, Sweden, Poland, or some of the newest programs. And we're seeing that Amazon Netherlands is getting a huge amount of traffic. So it's awesome that affiliate program is live and people can monetize where before I think it was sent to Amazon.de and probably didn't convert nearly as well.
Yeah, so we are seeing from our little network that Amazon UK and Amazon Canada may be like together maybe like 5 to 20% of the Amazon US, and then Amazon Australia and India could be a little bit extra. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a lot of revenue from others, Germany sometimes as well. But I'm curious if you have some kind of network-wide data about percentages.
So typically, again, every website, every YouTube channel is going to be slightly different, but the core 7 is where we recommend you start with, right? So US and Canada. And the thing is too, that the sign-up process is exactly the same. It's the same questions. The page may be localized, but if you're using the Chrome browser, you can set that auto-translate so that Amazon Poland, it's in Polish. But again, it's the same question. So if you're using Chrome, so it's really easy to just kind of copy paste and kind of sign up for those other programs. So as long as you can get, at least 100 clicks a month in those territories, you should be able to get the 3 sales within the 180 days and be able to kind of go from there. But back to the kind of the core 7, start with the US because that's the biggest market, et cetera. Canada is often second. But the UK, when you sign up for the UK program, as soon as you finish signing up for the UK program, you have an option to use the same information on 4 more of the European program. So you can automatically use the UK information again to Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. So those 4 plus UK plus Canada and plus the US are kind of the core 7 where we recommend you start with. Once you've started, then you can kind of start to see, with Geniuslink at least, you can start to see where your other traffic's coming from. Australia being English speaking is usually another one that's really important. Amazon India is kind of the other one that often shows up. Amazon India gets a little bit interesting because it's hard to get money out of Amazon India. So we work with a company called QLinks. QLinks can work as a proxy for Amazon India. So if you sign up with QLinks can actually send you the money internationally. And still let you monetize Amazon India. So there's little tricks like that to kind of help open it up. But yeah, if we're also seeing some great growth in the Middle East. Amazon bought Souk for some ridiculous amount a handful of years ago. Has been spinning up additional stores there. So UAE and Saudi Arabia are both Amazon stores now as well. And we're seeing a lot of lift there in particular. Poland was a surprise. Netherlands was a surprise. Sweden came out not too long ago. I haven't seen a ton of traffic coming from Sweden, but I know it's only a matter of time before that really ramps up, because if Amazon's going to spin up a storefront, they know it's a priority to monetize or to make e-commerce more efficient in that region. Yeah,
that's interesting about QLinks, because I was actually going to ask about so some trends you're saying about how to get money out of some of these Amazon accounts. That
Mexico and Brazil, I still don't have a good solution for, but all the other ones, it's relatively easy.
Because we are also seeing ourselves that some accounts is just really difficult with Amazon Australia, for example. They have this withholding, right? That you have to be an Australian in order to not have to have a bunch of it withheld. And
by default, it's that 48% or whatever. You can fill out I think it's called an ABN. It's just a 1-page form, and there's just a single checkbox. And I think you get the withholding rate down to like 16%, which is much more manageable. So just a single form you have to submit. The form looks intimidating until you read it. And then, the thing to remember is that checkbox of like 6 or 7 different things, you only have to check one. You don't have to check all of them. So you just say, my company is not based in Australia. Sign it, put whatever your EIN or whatever number is, tax identification code, and send it in, and you'll drop that withholding by a third or by 2/3.
Well, that's good to know. Well, thank you, Jesse. That's been very informational. I've personally learned quite a bit of new things from Amazon Associates, and I've been using it for over a decade now. So thanks for that.
Absolutely. Just a real quick comment on that is I learn new things about Amazon Associates on a nearly daily basis as well. It's a deep ecosystem. So I guess if there's one bit of advice I can share with your listeners is that if you rely on Amazon Associates as a revenue stream, encourage you to become a lifelong student of their affiliate program, because there's so much you can learn. It's such a massive ecosystem. So, okay, I will be quiet there. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So how can our listeners contact you or learn more about what you do? And
absolutely. Yeah, Twitter's probably the best way to contact me. I think it's just at Jesse Lakes, JESSELAKES. That being said, I try to keep social media as a relatively small part of my day. So I may not be super quick to respond, but I definitely check into Twitter relatively regularly. And then LinkedIn is the other social media area where I probably spend the next most amount of time. I believe that's is that Jesse Lakes as well? Maybe that's just Jay Lakes. I should remember these, but there's not too many Jesse Lakeses out there, and only one of them is the co-founder of Geniuslink. So you can definitely find me there as well.
Well, thank you. Good to chat, and till next time. Looking forward to see how Geniuslink grows.
Thank you so much. No, it's an absolute pleasure.
Domain Magnet is a leader in buying and selling online businesses with a proven track record of expertise gained from over 300 deals since 2004. To learn more about how we can help you acquire or exit a profitable online business today, head over to domainmagnet.com for more details.